Hello, hello, and welcome to Death Cafe. With me, your Latinx bruja and death doula, Pastel Supernova. This is a space where we normalize heart-led conversations about death, dying, and loss. I'll be sharing some personal journeys and also speaking with some insightful minds about everything to do with the inevitable. Today, episode 18, you will meet Adri. And Adri remembers her sweet Bernese Mountain dog, Samba. She recalls his unannounced appearance in her life, their adventures together, and also what it's like to enter the holiday season with joy and grief rolled up into a ball. Let's have a listen to this sweet story. I would love it if you could introduce yourself to our audience, please.
Sure. My name is Adriana Uniziello. You can call me Adri. Well, today I'm a girl that she had a dog. I'm just a girl that had a dog for a good 8 years. And he was a Bernese Mountain dog. And that's the girl who's going to talk today.
All right. I've seen this dog, but let's tell let's tell the people. Tell me about this dog. 'Cause he's a cutie.
Yes. So a big, big burner. So if you don't know what a Bernese Mountain Dog looks like, it's these dogs are originally from Bern in Switzerland, and they're black, white, and brown, and mainly like the whole body is black, and then they have like the white crest on their chest, and then they usually have like this little like the front of the face and like goes up white in the middle, and then they have this thing called like the Swiss kiss, which is like a little bit of white at the very back, like a little whiff, like whoosh. And and their paws have like a little bit of brown and white. They're super cute. And Samba had the perfect like heart on his head of
Mm.
like white. So his markings were like actually perfect. Like people even said like you should have bred him or had him be a show dog, and he would have been, I think, the worst because he didn't really. But um, he. So the story was Samba. I was in a relationship with someone for quite some time, and I was coming back from Brazil, and my partner, he said, "Oh, you're gonna have a lot more work with Samba." And I was like, what is he talking about? And I got home and there was this little baby Bernese in the living room. And I just looked at him like, what the hell did you do? Like, I was so pissed. And I felt very bad about this because, and so he named the dog Samba, which I was like, I would have never named this dog Samba. Like, that's so stupid. And I felt bad because I didn't look at Samba at first like, oh my God, like, yay, I have a dog. I actually was pissed off
Yeah.
because I just thought that's not something you gift someone with, especially a massive dog to someone who travels all
Yeah.
the time. So I travel usually to Brazil for like 3 months out of the year, and so yeah, it was just like it was a big shock. But of course I looked at him and I'm like, this dog is so cute. And he was just like super fluff ball, squishy. And I just picked him up and was like, oh my God. But it was interesting because the relationship I had, we ended up breaking up like right away. So
Yeah.
that didn't it was wild because that relationship, it wasn't good. And I couldn't get the strength to leave, but it was until I saw his behavior towards my dog that I could leave. Because he was,
Ironic.
yes. So he was very abusive,
Mhm.
and he one day, to get back at me, had Samba, who was just like a pup, in his crate, and he's home and he's like literally in the living room and the dog had to go to, I think he went to the bathroom in the crate and ate it.
Because he's a
And
puppy.
yeah, and then he wouldn't, but he didn't take him out and he's like deal with your dog. And so when I think I remember, and then he threw up like all over the
Poor
stairs or something. And I just, from that day, I was like, I made a promise to Samba. I was like, I'm gonna be with you, like to the end. And I was like, this motherfucker is out. Like he's
John.
out. He's gone.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was like the beginning of our journey, me and Samba.
And then how did life unfold with Samba?
Oh my God. So everybody told me to give Samba away. Everyone.
Mm.
My parent, well, my dad, because they were worried about me. They were worried about me financially. They were like, how are you gonna do this? And I was like, I'll figure it out. Like, I'll figure it out.
Yep.
And because I'm very
Yes.
stubborn.
Mm.
And it was funny. Like, so, as a pup, like it would be like 6 a.m. He'd be getting up and I'd have to navigate that with him of like his wake up like walks, going outside, everything. And then, I'd have rehearsals. So what I did with him is I brought him to a lot of things in the beginning. So he was at rehearsal. And then I had a roommate. I eventually had a roommate. So that helped with like watching him.
Mm.
Um, but before he turned 1, so I was trying to figure out what I was going to do to go to Brazil with him. Like, or not with him. I actually thought about bringing him, but I was like, he can't come. So I need to find someone who could watch him. And so I remember trying to see like who would be the right person to like watch my dog. And I would go to Hyde Park with Samba all the time, and we would, that would be where our walks would happen and stuff. And I ran into someone who's dog like a dog walker, and we ended up just connecting and speaking. And she had this like feather, like a silver feather on her necklace. And I'm really like connected to signs and certain things. And for some reason that reminded me of um the Oshosi, which is like the hunter, and Samba's a Sagittarius. And like I was just like, it's her. It's gotta be her. And I asked her about walking Samba, like being the dog walker for Samba. And then I asked, like, would you board Samba, like for when I'm gone in Brazil? And so it was really funny. And she agreed to it. And this woman is still in my life today, Raj.
Mm.
She's like was Samba's second mom. And she she would send me videos. And this was such a crazy time. Like I was going through something personally, and then Samba had cells, so he got fixed. Well, I just before I had to go to
Okay.
Brazil. And I was losing it, like, because I was just like, I'm such a horrible mother. I did this to him, and he was having like irritation because he was
Mm.
also like the cone. So he's super big, like for a 1-year old, he was a monster, and the cone wasn't big enough. So he would use the cone to scratch
Ooh.
the stitches.
Oh
So
no.
when I brought him to the vet, they gave him a cone that was like literally like a satellite dish. Like it was so big. And I felt just awful, but Raj was amazing because she was just so funny and like amazing. She's British and just was like hilarious. And she would send me these videos of him like in her bed, like they would sleep in the bed together, like just everything. And he loved her like crazy. So she was my saving grace. Like she would take Samba every time that I couldn't, you
Mm.
know, she would be my go-to. Mind you, it did cost me a lot. People thought I was insane when they found out how much I had to pay to have my dog staying with someone, and I honestly, if I had to do it again, I would.
Yeah.
But he was very spoiled. He had like cooked meatloaf he would get, and he had like the best of the best. But yeah, he had a babysitter, and if not the babysitter, it was my parents, and or he would just come with me everywhere that I went. He was very human, and he had a lot of attitude. Like I've been reflecting of how because I'm reading about like submission, like dominant, these things, and then I'm like, wow, I so didn't know how to be an alpha with him. Like he was the alpha, and I kind of loved it sometimes. Like it's so bad. Like when we had the worst were the mornings where he knew I had to go somewhere, and he just didn't feel like he knew that I wanted him to do his stuff quickly. And he's like, because I know that, I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah.
He would just like sit, or if it was snowing, it was cold, and I'm like, I have to go. Like, I don't have an hour. Like, I have to go now. I have rehearsal. I have to go. And he just like chill, and he just like look like just like looking out into the evening. Like, it's just such a nice day today, don't you think? And I used to curse him. I remember even being like, okay, so I have how many years left with this dog? Like he's gonna die probably at 10. And because I would just be like, this is so fucking hard. But he was so funny. He inspired so many comedic uh moments for me of my expression. He was
Did he mm, kind of follow the trajectory of his breed's regular lifespan?
Yeah, I mean oh my gosh, like he lived till he was 8.
Okay.
Some will go till 10, some till 5. I thought he was gonna go till 10,
Hmm.
but 8 that
Yeah.
was the moment. Yeah.
Did you feel supported when it was time? I'm not sure. Did he die? Did did he need assistance?
Yeah. So, I mean, so during his life, like I didn't have him like heavily vaccinated or anything. Like I didn't do the vet thing too much. Um, but that breed, like because they're so purebred, they're prone to getting cancer and like all of this stuff. And he would eat garbage. He would eat like anything that he thought was food, but burners are known to just like they'll eat socks. They'll like yeah, like they'll have to get operations because they'll eat all the socks and like get plugged up, or like dish towels. My aunt, that's who helped me also a lot, was my aunt. So she would stay with my dog, but she wasn't the best because she couldn't really handle like a Bernese Mountain Dog. You
Hmm.
so she walked him one day, and he found corn on the cob, and he ate
The
the
whole
whole,
thing.
yeah. Oh my God, I've had so many. So I was like that mother that was very, like, I would freak out. Like he had a cough once, and I was so scared that he was gonna die. And I took him to emergency at like 2 in the morning, and I have a picture of him from that day. And the vets were trying to make him cough, and he wouldn't cough. And he was just a baby, and he looked so cute. And I was so pissed because I was like, what the hell? Now we're here and you're not coughing. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, there's nothing wrong. And it was like $300 or $400 later. And then that happened once again. Actually, it happened 3 times. So the second time it was with Raj that he ate a bone, and he threw it up. And so I was really scared that it could have gotten stuck somewhere in his
Yeah.
body. So I took him to emergency once again. And this emergency vet, it's funny because they take the dog in the back and you can't go, right? And so I saw he was like flirting with like all the staff in the back,
Yeah.
like just having like a lovely time. And I'm like, that cost me $800 because he had to have an X-ray. And because he's so big, it had to be a specific one. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Like, is he just having like a fun time? Like, this is just social hour for him?
Yes.
And so coming back to the corn on the cob thing, this was awful. The vet that I didn't take him to emergency, I just took him to the regular vet and they examined him and they're like, there's a chance that this corn could still be in his system and he could just drop dead.
Oh,
Okay.
no stress.
Yeah. And so I was like, what? Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? And you can't tell in the x-ray if it's there or not. And they're like, the only way we can tell is if we do this operation, we cut him open and we see if there's something there.
Mm.
And I was like, oh my God. And so I have my apartment has like a lot of stairs. And so one day he was going down the stairs and he like whimpered. And I thought, oh my God, he's in pain because of the corn. And so I ended up having him do this operation.
Okay. Yeah.
And there was nothing in his stomach.
Stop your noise.
And so that later, like I found myself like blaming myself a little bit, like maybe this caused like stress in his body that caused this or made him get sick later, or
Mm.
um like I would do that a little bit because I mean that's you just worry. You think you're trying to
Yeah.
do the right thing, but then you're like, shit, like what did I do? So that was in 2018, and then it was around the pandemic. So 2020, he blew his knee.
Mm.
So that's the thing with these bigger dogs. They have a tendency to tear like the ACL. And so it happened during the pandemic, which was the worst time. And people were like, you should get the surgery. And I'm like, I didn't want to put him through another surgery,
Yeah.
and so I looked into healing him holistically, like going through naturally. But the problem was my place was all stairs and he's like 100-pound dog.
Yeah.
So my life totally changed. So I had to actually change where I was living and I moved into another home, my aunt's home as a bungalow. So this dog, I completely like changed my life to help him out so that he didn't have to walk up and down the stairs and I could help him. And so I looked into getting him a brace, like actually a cast to get a brace to help him heal with his knee.
Yeah.
And I had to do that in Guelph, and this was like right during like pandemic full on happening, and got that for him and he started to heal. He was starting to heal. He was doing like water therapy. He went to see a chiropractor. And I was really happy like he was getting better, but then other stuff started happening. He started like there was like a lump on his shoulder, and the chiropractor that I was working with, she was like really concerned because she's like, this isn't just fat tissue. She's like, this can sometimes turn up to be like bone cancer. That's when it starts. And that was just devastating because I wasn't sure and I had to go looking into like what that could be. I remember at that time when I found that out, I was just like losing it. And I remember we were walking and we went on a walk, him and I, and we bumped into a couple people down one of the streets here. And he would do this. He would just stop and lie down.
Mm-hmm.
But usually because he wanted me, there was something that needed to happen in that moment. so I ended up talking to these guys about Samba and about what was going on. And then I remember they were like, well, what if you amputate the limb? Like, and like maybe he'll be able to live for a couple more years. And Samba got up and started barking and like barking at them, barking at me. And I was like, yeah, no.
That's a no.
I'm like, he's his pride. Like, I'm like, I can't even do like that doesn't work here. And it was he was he knew, like he knew everything, you know? Yeah, that was so hard. Because like he was such like a king, you know? Um, but it just like he was in a lot of pain. And that was the part that I think was the hardest because I knew he was in so much pain. So like I would give him like CBD stuff and I didn't want to be giving him like meds like crazy because I saw other people they just put their dogs on like painkillers and I was like I can't. And I felt like so his body was just starting to get full of tumors and um you wouldn't know. Nobody would know.
Yeah.
And he had one that was like his scrotum like actually like had a tumor. I couldn't see because the fur was so much.
Hmm.
And so he got at it one day.
Oh no.
He started biting it. And so it was actually like open wound. And so I had to like put like numbing stuff on. But that day when he got at it, I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
We're this is it. And so there was like time that passed. There was like a few months, like when I found out about the first lump, like I took him up north and he was doing better. But then once it started spreading, like they told me like it's cancer, like it's in his body. And I just I couldn't do like people, like I just didn't feel in my soul like I'm supposed to fight for him to stay alive. Like I was like, it's time.
That's very strong of you. It's incredibly responsible. It hurts.
Yeah, because like, my God, it was everybody came to my house, like everybody, like Raj, like all my friends, everyone that knew Samba, like they all came over and they were all with him. Like people were playing music and drumming and singing, and like everybody was there. And I remember like the night before, so we did it in my house. And the night before, I remember we both woke up at the same time and we looked at each other to kind of check if we were still there, you know? Like, you're still here, right? Like, I remember that like it was yesterday. And I had the whole morning I stayed with him, like in the snow. I just laid with him and I prepared the room. Like, I covered all the mirrors and it was full of flowers. And my girl Paula, she came. I said, I only want you with me. Like, I only want one person and somebody who I know can hold that down with me.
Yeah.
I don't want I don't want any bullshit. Like I want like a really strong person with me, like to hold that we're crossing over, you know?
Yeah.
And I had like it was crazy because I had never experienced anything like that in my life. I had never been with death like that. And he was just himself. Like he ran to the door, he ate, he was like totally fine.
Yeah.
And my parents, like my dad left. My dad went up north. Like he couldn't stay. He just escaped. And my mom was in the basement of the home. she couldn't come upstairs. She was so scared. Not scared, but she was just so sad. And yeah, and then we just like I just held him. He was in my arms the whole time. And people are like, "Oh, when he passes, he'll just go easy." Oh man, that dog did not go easy. Um, yeah, so he was grunting and like whimpering, like he was fighting, holding on. And I just was holding him like before that they gave him the stuff like it was just to relax him, and so I was crying holding him, but then when he was trying like going through, it's like a part of me anchored so deeply into the earth to hold on to him and help him go. Like I felt it was very different. Like I couldn't be weak for that. Like I couldn't be, not to say weak, but I couldn't be like I had to be there for him in that. And I felt him like go through me, and he was everywhere. Like he was in the plants, he was in everything. And I remember my girlfriend took pictures of me the day after we went for a walk, and every time she took a picture of me, there was like this beam of light like coming out of me.
Mhm.
And yeah, but I was oh my God, like it was like days where I would just months like I was in that, just weeping, crying. The worst I think was when they gave me like his ashes, and that just I was like, what the hell? They're like, here's your Samba. And this like the biggest urn that they had. And I was like, oh my God, and then I remember crying forever. But yeah, and then like it's just been, the waves of that. Like obviously like I cry now, but it's when I think about that time, but I don't feel the same. Like it feels different. And um I used to feel a lot of guilt. Uh
Why?
like I didn't do it right, or I yeah, like I could have done better. But yeah, he was amazing. And it's so funny because I'll meet like other burners and I'm just like, whoa, and I almost feel like he does it on purpose. Like he puts other burners in my path to show me how much better he was. Like I meet these other burners and they're not friendly, or they're not cool, and I'm just like, are you doing it on purpose? Like for me to be like, you were the best one, like
He's
you
like,
were the
yeah.
best. So yeah,
And how long has it been since he passed?
it's been almost 4 years. December 10th, I think. It'll be 4 years.
So it's his birthday is coming up.
His death birthday.
And oh, that's December 10th is when he passed.
Yeah, yeah,
But he's also
yeah.
Sagittarius.
Yeah, so it was really close. Like he just had his birthday and
Okay.
then he passed.
Full cycle.
Yeah.
Did you feel any type of way grieving him publicly, or were you just being honest to your feelings? Were you able to be honest to your feelings?
Um, Publicly, like, yeah, I think for the most part, it was really interesting because after he died, it's like I wanted to like fill my space with him. Like I wanted to talk about him. I wanted his pictures everywhere. I wanted him like everywhere. And then I realized that was just like causing me more pain. Like I kind of had to go through that, and then I had to start like just like taking him a bit away because like there was I was like so in it. Like I would sleep with his toys and like his blankets and like um yeah. And I think like I would share, but it was hard for me because I didn't want to show so much of this. I think because people like, especially in my work, like they see me all the time, like
Yeah,
on, you know? But it was amazing to see like how many people, when they knew I wasn't good, like how many people actually gave a shit.
good.
There was a lot of people that were like, "Yo, Adri, take your time," like, you know, because that was so hard.
That's beautiful. I am thinking about my personal experience, and I did not have the courage to show people how broken I was when my cat died. So I think it's amazing that you honored it how you needed to honor it, and people heard it because you said it. You you're like, this is where I'm at, and that takes great courage.
It's not easy in our, I mean, for anyone, but especially in our work too, where we're so exposed. I couldn't show up, like I couldn't teach for a bit. Like I had to really take that time, and then I slowly would come back. Something I didn't say is my dad wrote a series of children's books about Samba and
Really?
me. Yeah, so before he when he while he was alive. So there's like Samba on a Snowy Day, Samba in Brazil, and so the third one was Samba in Switzerland. And I remember when my dad was telling me about it, he's like, "Oh, this is the one where he goes home." And I was like, "No," I remember getting upset with him, being like, "That means he's gonna die. That means he's gonna die." Like, and he did die. Like when my dad released the book, like Samba did die.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
yeah, and so I remember my dad, like he was he was so worried about it because he's so sensitive. But he's a Taurus, like he like us, like, and he was so scared I would hate the book. But it's actually one of my favorites because the person that illustrated the books, he actually was very close with me, so he spent a lot of time with Samba during that time of his life up until he died. And so he really he could draw Samba like exactly how he was. And he's so like alive in the books,
Yeah.
you know? So it's beautiful, and he continues to live on. Now he's going to Italy. The next book, he's having Halloween in Italy. And there are all these little stories about my childhood, actually, like little things that came up in my life with Samba that my dad continues to tell the story.
That's so wonderful. I didn't know this. transmuting any experience into art is so special, but
Yeah.
also um, clearly your dad was in tune with certain cycles.
Yeah, and he's super sensitive to things, and I think he's very sentimental about things like legacy,
Yeah.
you know. So he's still going.
Do you keep his ashes? Did you give him a different urn? Did you memorialize his remains?
So that's another thing. His ashes are still in my room. Like they're in my bedroom.
Ah.
And I couldn't open the urn. Like it wouldn't open.
Oh, it
And
physically couldn't open.
yeah, like I couldn't open it and I was afraid to open it. And I went through like different phases where someone was like, you have to put those ashes somewhere. And then I thought, yeah, I'm gonna put them here, but then it didn't happen. And I don't know yet if it's time yet to do that. And I'm just trusting where it's at because I was gonna put some of his ashes at least in the water, like this park that we would go to. But I don't know. Like I'm like, does he want to be there? Does he want to go? Like, where does he want to go? He never wanted to leave me. So it's just like,
Yeah.
do we go there? Like, I don't know. So I have his ashes upstairs and I even have a little bit of his fur. It was so funny. I asked him if I could take a little bit of his fur, my favorite part, like by his ear. It was like
Really?
I would always braid it. Yeah, it was like really soft. And he let me. So I have that like part of his fur in a little box too. It's funny too, like people they'll say like, "Oh, like you're just gonna get another dog. Like, can you get another dog?" And I'm never I'm just no. No. I mean, I didn't even plan on getting him. He wasn't I never thought of getting a dog. Like he found me,
Yeah.
you know? So if a dog wants to come into my life, like they will. Or
Mhm.
an animal. I feel like that's kind of how it will go, but I could never really the thought of replacing him, not to replace him, but even just having another dog. Like I love animals so much, but I couldn't not now at least. I met someone that has a, like gets burners all the time. Like he lives really close to this park and he's got like all these burner stuffed toys on a tree for how many like burners that he's had. And he
Oh.
literally like yeah, like he'll have one dies, he gets another. And then he has another and he has another. And I look at this man, I'm like, oh my God, like and you can kind of see it, like not to judge as well, but it's like it's it's crazy like how many he's just gone through to and it's like, yeah, well, I give them a hamburger and then they die and then I get the next one or I have another. Yeah. Like I have them have a good meal, their last supper, and it's on to the next or something. And I'm just like, the hell is that?
Death
And this
affects people in such strange
goes
ways.
so strange, and yeah, I remember the family dog that we had when my parents put him down. I found out after the fact. And I remember like he was my dog, different than Samba. Like he was a family dog, but he was more my dog. And I cried for like months. I remember like because I didn't get to say goodbye, and I would just go up to my family's home just to see the dog. Like I didn't care
Hmm.
to see anybody. I was like, you don't even come to see me. And I said, yeah, that's right, I don't. I come to see the dog. I need the dog. Yeah, like that's also why I took it so like I took it seriously when my ex got him for me. Like I'm like, do you
Mhm.
get that? Do you know what that means? Like this isn't just whatever. Like this is it. Like okay. now I'm dedicated to you till the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk with you on this podcast because there are so many people who feel that way about their animals. And when it's time to grieve them, I find that a lot of people's even loving circles do not understand. And um, I wanted to hold space for someone like you who does really, truly take it as a sacred responsibility. You were a good dog mom.
Thank you. I take it seriously. Yeah, he was like such a companion of mine.
Hmm.
Um, but it's crazy too, like the space that was held, like that he held for me, also the healing from that, like it opened up this huge space that I wasn't looking at. So then it was like, oh shit, right? Like he was holding that space for me that I didn't put like a human being in, you know what I'm saying? And so then when he left, I felt it.
Yeah.
So I had to really like also face like what that means and like how do I step into that for me to hold that space for me and feel okay with that empty space,
Yeah.
which is extremely uncomfortable and lonely.
It's solitary work. It's good for you.
Yeah, it's been a lot of like his death was kind of like a facing a lot of the fear, like it's wild. And I realized just this year that it's been like 4 years that I've been really working through not feeling safe.
Mm.
Like even so he held that feeling of safety for me.
Yeah.
So when he left, I had to figure out like how do I feel safe in my container? Like what does that look like? How do I cultivate that for me? Because he was such a big dog. Like he was my protector. Like actually, like no one could touch me.
No, no, he was a man size
Yeah.
dog.
Like even men that I had in my life, I like there was no space even for men. Like I would be like, I'm sorry, you have to sleep on the floor. Like it was actually like it was,
Ooh.
but it was like that was for real. And I remember my dad saying to me, Adri, like, you know, he's not going to be with you forever. You got to think about that. And I was like, shut up, like um and I mean you only I don't know, the way that I work is when I'm going through it, I'm going through it. Like when
Yeah.
I'm in it, I'm in it. So I will deal with it when I get there.
Hmm.
And his passing also brought up a lot of that to look at. And that's been also the work,
Mm.
like going yes through the grief, but then the other stuff
Yeah.
from that, which is also a lot of grief.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel more secure in myself. I trust myself so much more. Um, I have better relationships now. I have people in my life, maybe not as many people as I did, but I have real people that I
Mm.
feel like are solid. And it's like I had to filter through. And that was kind of his passing really helped me do that.
Yeah. Holiday season and grieving. Do you have any input?
Oh man. Ugh, it's so hard. But like to give yourself the like not hmm,
What do
like
you do?
I literally got into bed in really cozy blankets and I cried when I needed to cry. I did a lot of meditation.
Mm.
I asked friends to like snuggle with me,
Oh, yeah.
you know. Um, I ate good food, tried to move my body when I felt like I could, like to move it, to move around, at least go for a walk or do something. But also just like give yourself that, like wrap yourself in a blanket and just like feel the stuff. Yes, you will cry a lot. It will be like a lot, but then when you give yourself that space to feel it, it doesn't stay there.
Mhm.
Like it moves. It has to move because you're in it. Like you allow yourself to feel it.
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing to do, rather than resist. Thanks for asking me to talk about it. I was like, oh, am I ready to go into the tears? Because I have a lot of international students too, where they would see him in my videos and like when I was teaching online and he would be in the shot or like I'd push him off 'cause, and like people are like, oh, I miss seeing Samba, I miss seeing Samba. I'm like, yeah, man, I know. But it's again, it's such a funny feeling because I miss him, but I don't like I know he's still
Present.
here. Yeah. So thank you for asking me to share about him.
I'm here for it. Blessings.
Thanks, babe. You too.
Cheers for Samba.
Cheers for Samba. Samba, Samba.
And there it is. Thank you for listening. To find the Samba book series, the link is in the show notes. And to get together with me regarding grief coaching, vibrational medicine, and other end of life doula services, find me on my site, deathdoulapastel.com. Send stories and topics of discussion to info@pastelsupernova.com or find me on Instagram at deathdoulapastel. Please tell your people if you know anyone who would like to listen to these types of stories, somebody who's going through grief, someone who might want to share. I am always here to listen. I would love to hear from you. So contact me. Until next time, blessings and respect.